Well, there's really not a whole lot I can say about this one. Just finished watching the LSU game. I'm sure you guys saw this one, and it's just another disappointing loss. We got 17 to nothing. 17 to nothing, pretty quick, pretty early in the game. And then LSU was just able to score, what was it, 20 something unanswered points. I believe it was 21. And I don't know. I think I was a little more angry after the Mizzou game, but which for different reasons. But I'm pretty furious at this one too. But I'm not as mad because I felt like our team played a whole lot better overall. I mean, they looked good. Robbie Ashford had the game of his life. I mean, he looked incredible. I don't know how many passing yards he had, but he looked great. But 4 turnovers is going to kill you every single time. And that's something that we're not going to overcome. And it just seems like since Brian Harsin has been at Auburn, we've been plagued by 2 things. We've been plagued by turnovers, and we've been plagued by second half collapses. Because it seems like every single second half we've had versus a Power 5 team, we cannot put points on the board. I don't think we've scored more than 6 points in a second half versus a Power 5 team in the past like 9 or 10 games versus Power 5 teams. That's pathetic. That is pitiful. And I really don't blame this on our players. I don't think this is a player problem. I think this is a coaching problem. And I don't see how we get to these great leads. We start out 14-0. We start out 17-0, or point wise. We score 17 points unanswered, and then we lose the game. How do we keep letting this happen over and over and over again? I don't know. This is a weird one. It's a loss. I hate the loss. I think our players fought really hard, and I'm proud of our team and our players. I think they did an incredible job. I think Brandon Council shifting to center, he did a great job coming into that spot after Tate Johnson got hurt. I think our wide receivers, for the most part, looked pretty good. We just had some play calling that was extremely questionable. I think our coaches put our players in some positions they didn't have to be in. And I don't know how much this is a player problem. I really don't think it is. I really think we have the talent, and our players are doing everything they can with what they're given. Yes, there were some bad decisions made by players, but I don't necessarily think it was mostly their fault. I think they were put in bad positions. That's my opinion on the matter. But I think my overall frustration is I don't see us improving in the second half of ball games. It seems like when we get to the second half, we just fall apart. And by fall apart, I mean we can't score points. We just can't do it. And this seems to be the problem that Coach Harsin and company have not figured out yet. And it's something they need to figure out quick because we have a lot of season left. We are just now into the hard part of our schedule. October is going to be brutal because this was the game that I thought was probably the most winnable or one of the most winnable games. We still have Ole Miss. And I can't remember who else we play, maybe Arkansas, Mississippi State. I can't remember who else we play in October. But we have a tough October, and then we've got Alabama in November, and we can't score points in the second half. I don't know that we can score enough points in the first half to overcome our inability to score points in the second half. And so at this point, you have to ask yourself, have you seen enough yet? Have you seen enough of Coach Harsin? Have you seen enough of his ability to call plays or hire people to call plays in the second half that you're satisfied and you think we're headed in the right direction, we're making improvements? Are you seeing something I'm not? Like, what am I missing? Because right now, I am not impressed at all with how our team is doing in the second half, and I don't know who could be impressed with that. Specifically offensively, I think our defense is doing pretty well for the most part overall. And like I said, I really feel like Robbie in the offense, they left it all out on the field. But at some point, you have to realize where this problem is coming from. And for me, I think it's obvious that the root of the problem is the coaching. Bottom line, that is the root of the problem. You can't look at what's happened in all these Power 5 games where we can't score points in the second half and assume that it's only the players. We've had different people playing in those games with the same result. No points or very few points in that second half. So for some reason, this staff, this team, I'm going to say this staff, is not capable of making those second half adjustments. And so when we come out, and I guess they assume, hey, what we did worked in the first half, so let's keep doing the same thing in the second half. And I get that. But at the same time, if you've done this game after game after game after game, something's got to give. So I'd like to hear what are your thoughts? What needs to change or what needs to happen? Because so far, nothing has changed. We have the same problem week in, week out. And are you happy with it? Let me know what you think, because personally, I'm kind of fed up with this. And bottom line, something has to change, and something has to change with our coaching. War Eagle.